Welcome again to another episode of the Top Corner Podcast Reaction. And today it's Paolo Maldini.
The man,
the legend, the GOAT himself, the man, the myth, him. When you talk about a defender and you open your dictionary,
it's picture him looking at you.
Paolo Maldini that you will see.
with an open goal behind him.
Yeah.
You know you're not getting in there.
Yeah. So if he's defending you, you are done.
Yeah. And I thought about it this way as well, because we had another reaction video where we talked about Ronaldinho. Paolo Maldini is kind of, to me, and let me explain it before someone just goes, that makes no sense. He's like the Ronaldinho of defenders.
Yeah.
If you want to show someone that knows nothing about football the skill set required, or someone playing at their top level that's entertaining to watch as someone that doesn't understand the sport, he is one that you show. Yeah. As opposed to a bit more of a colder, technical player. He has so many great sliding challenges. He muscles guys off the ball in a way that you can, even though you don't know what you're looking at exactly, you can tell that it's a physically impressive thing to do.
That is true. No, he is definitely, and he said something. If I have to make a tackle, then I have already made a mistake.
Yep. Yeah. And that's something that, as you know, as someone that either didn't play or doesn't know the sport that well, that makes it rearranges how you perceive what their skill sets are, because he's right.
And one thing about the Maldini's family, they are one of the most loyal family to AC Milan. The dad played for AC Milan. Maldini played for AC Milan, and the son, I don't know if he's currently playing for AC Milan, but he was there.
How old is he?
He's probably like 22 or 23.
There you go.
But he played at the youth academy. Actually, he might be a bit younger than 21. I'm not sure yet, but he was at the academy. I don't know if he's going to play there for like professionally or another team. But their families, they're really loyal to AC Milan.
Yeah, definitely. Good stuff. All right, well, let's do this, and we're going to get hit with another ad, and it's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah.
But we are chopping this thing up. You'll notice that there's a bit more editing going on in these videos than the long-form episodes or even the clips. We're getting past some things. Also, production query, I guess. Would you guys rather the video be the big thing on the screen with us in the corner talking, or do you want just our dumb faces very large and Paolo Maldini tiny? You know, we can try it this way. We can try it this way. So let us know. There's a little production trick. They're gonna look at me and be like, "What a magician!" If you have no idea what I did, you have no idea what I just did just now. All right. So Paolo Maldini is the GOAT defender.
I know what you did.
You're
gonna edit it.
Of course, you understand. I hate that expression. I hate when people say the GOAT. It drives me nuts. I know that you say it, but I let it go.
But he's the
cool.
GOAT.
I understand. But
greatest of all time in terms of defenders. This is no Sergio Ramos. This is no Pepe. This is no. I mean, there's Nesta. You know what? Italy has always.
Sorry, he's like, not you, maybe you, and then we're gonna have a whole.
No,
debate
because
here.
Italy has always been really known for their defense. I mean, when you play Italy, you consider it's a whole war.
Yep.
Like this Italy back in the days, not the Italy of right now, but it's a whole war. You have to get past them.
Like the national team, and even in Serie A, league, it was very defensive minded. So this came out. This video was published 2 months ago. It's got 62,000 views by AJ Comps HD. His name and channel will be in the description below. Music will be muted for copyright purposes, of course. Here you go. The intros are always so dramatic. I like the fake film grain that they've put over it.
Yeah.
We've got middle-aged Paolo Maldini walking up with a great popped collar. That looks excellent. And then there he is.
Dude.
The headband. Excellent hair.
Headband. Bro, he had, I don't know. I feel so much nostalgia.
He is the most Italian-looking motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. I gotta say that. It's like him and Luca Brasi from The Godfather. That's about it.
You know what's crazy? I feel like when I watch highlights of all plays,
get the fuck out of here.
It's somewhat different from now. I feel so much love of the game. I think it's attachment issues. Yeah, it's different. Right now it's just different. It's like the game has been so commercialized that it's more about the revenue, not the game. No passion. There's no passion.
Yeah. I would agree with you. Fucking ads. Sorry.
Just 2 minutes in the video,
Yeah, I'm
but
just gonna-
that's
yeah.
I'm just
So-
saying, like, there's no real passion. Man.
I like your idea a lot about having like our podcast logo just
Yeah.
go up on the screen so that we don't have to actually like cut the
That's what I'm
footage.
saying.
We'll do that and we'll leave that in there as a production
Yeah.
for you guys.
But
Let
not
us know
too
what
long,
you'd rather
but,
us to
but
do.
like 2 seconds.
Yeah. No, and it is kind of funny now that like we're in this era of the sport where, like you said, it is kind of lifeless. They're playing more games than they've ever played before. But unfortunately, that's when we started the channel. So now we're watching the most that, like, I don't know about you, but like this season, I've already watched more than I did probably last season by December.
Well, that's also because we're on a podcast.
Exactly. I'm just saying, like, that's how much more I personally am watching.
I've watched a lot of games, but I also have period in my life that there was a long drought. Not that I didn't watch the game, but I wasn't so on my toes about the game.
You told me that, then, and you've been like,
yeah.
I think it was like week 2 of the podcast. You were like, man, I've been watching a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
And like, cause I would probably watch 1 to 2 matches, like full matches a week, and then I'd watch highlights of every team that I was interested in. I'm at the point now where I'm watching 4, 5, 6 full matches and highlights for every single thing that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stalking news outlets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot going on, but I mean, it's fun. But I would have liked to have been doing what we're doing now in this generation. Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
He's put his life on the line there.
Yeah, this were no jokes. Like,
he got kicked. He did get kicked flush in the head right there.
I just love how. See, I think he is the personification of how to cut angles on the stadium when you're defending. It's like watching what's that? There's a famous animal. The name is coming in French, but
Just say it.
it's like, I don't think it's a fox in English, but kind of like he's like that predator watching his prey, you know, and just having the right timing on when he's gonna take the ball.
Yeah, because he's not that pacey at all. But he's able to traverse a lot of distance with that slide too, though. And there's something so flashy about a good slide, and a lot of guys kind of try to overcommit and end up putting themselves way out of position with slides. I think that was why Romeo Lavia got as much love as he did this past summer.
Yeah.
If you look at his highlight packages, he had so many long, powerful slides. And it reminds you of players like this. And I'm not saying that he couldn't eventually end up being a great, but it's kind of like playing like Ronaldinho. Like, if a forward has a massive amount of skill sets and a defender is doing nothing but slide tackles in their highlights, like, of course you're going to impress. That's an easy thing to impress with. But his positioning is next level. Yeah,
no, his positioning, especially like in the low block. Oh man, the back third, he just knows how to position himself, and he was also extremely physical too.
He said, "No, sir, not today."
I think he did that too. Was that Zidane? I didn't see very well. Sure.
It's so funny, like, that we did 2 offensive highlights, and then 1 defensive, because it's like it's the exact same angles, exact same build-ups, but the difference is
on the other side.
It's Maldini.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that too, getting a shot in.
You had Maldini and Nesta behind. You know, you don't even have to care about who's coming in defense.
yeah. Well, it's cool because, like, I've seen a lot of Maldini's,
and he played too with Gattuso in the national team.
I've seen most of these. I couldn't have told you exactly the year or.
Yeah, that was Zidane. That's what I thought.
That did look like him, yeah. But it's just it's so cool. He would always be my go-to in FIFA.
Yeah.
If I had a legend to pick, I'd always pick Maldini because he was so. I think in like FIFA 19 or something, he was like a 95 overall rate or something. And you're like, dang, that's insanity, and he was so good on the ball.
I will pick him and Gattuso for my defense. Because if they're there, the defense is locked.
Yeah,
it's a whole Berlin Wall. Nobody's getting in, nobody's getting out. Get the ball. That's clamp.
God, just a way to just come around that back angle is pretty spectacular.
Yeah. You know, Steven Gerrard was also really good on like for him more of sliding tackle with full pace.
Yeah.
He was also really good at that.
So you would make the argument that he is not just one of the greats, he is the greatest defender? Like, would you personally put your stamp on that?
Ooh.
Fucking ads.
In the history of football?
To it?
In the history of football?
In terms of defenders, yeah.
Yeah, in terms of defenders.
And we're back.
Ooh la la. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But I feel like he might.
You have more historical background, so
yeah,
that's
because
why I'm asking
because
you.
like you will have to put Puyol because now you have to put Puyol, Gattuso, you put him Nesta, then you go in England you have to put Beckenbauer. Like Beckenbauer was a great defender. I don't know if a lot of people. You have to not in England and Germany. You have to put. But I feel like the argument is safe.
Number one,
that he could be potentially the greatest defender.
What's the lowest that you think you could hear someone rate him?
Third
overall, before you would say absolutely.
Yeah,
you're insane.
Third or second, because like his impact was so, and he had a long run. Unless you're gonna tell me players like you're gonna call like people like Gattuso or something like that. But
it's that he played so well for as long as he did as well, because like you hear the Virgil van Dijk conversations, and like don't get me wrong, man, he had a 3-season window where he was playing at a absolutely world-class level. But he's not anymore, and he still can. But it's like Maldini did this for so much longer and so consistently.
And you take also the player on field, right? In terms of being a leader on field, yes. In terms of being a leader in the defense, yes. In terms of just managing the game in his defensive position, he is there. He's elite. In terms of cards, he didn't take that many cards.
Yeah.
And his composure. There's just so much. So that's why I think, he might.
Yeah. We got a couple more minutes in. This one's a little bit longer. We're trying to also keep these around 8 minutes or so on the videos. So we'll probably, we've seen this guy slide around like a maniac for almost 10 minutes now. So. Yep, just knows just is exactly where he needs to be. Not one of these involves him having to run like a psycho because he's out of position.
Yeah.
He has that same level of cool that a Virgil that a Virgil van Dijk of in his prime had, where like his positioning was so perfect and he was quick within very short spaces that he didn't have to do anything too outstanding,
definitely
physically at least, or I guess athletically or involving pace. Oh, okay. We're gonna end it with that one. That was great. Beautiful. Yeah, man. So you would definitely say top 3 without a doubt. And if anyone says that he's further down than 3, then there's an absolute problem. And I would be inclined to agree.
Because like for people who don't know, right? Who would you put? Like you put just off top. You have in France. You take Marcel Desailly. You would take Cafu in Brazil. You would take Beckenbauer in Bayern, which is Germany. You would take him. But when you talk about defenders, especially in that era, even till now, I don't see any defender that can match that era of defenders. Defenders now are probably more technical than defenders in that era.
Better physical athletes overall in terms of like what they can and can't do.
But just the way they play the game, the way they carry themselves in the field, and just the level of assertion that they have when they were playing, and just level of defending skills as just defenders. Then there's no match, because I can tell you, even in this generation, if you had to put a top 5 overall, no defender of this generation will be in. Well, because you will go like that, right? Either Maldini or Baresi, or either Maldini or Gattuso. Then you have I would probably put Cafu. I don't know if people heard of Cafu. Then I'll probably put Cafu, Desailly or Cannavaro. So you have again Cannavaro coming from Italy. So
it feels like
There's Ronald Koeman too, great defender.
It's not to say that no one cares about defense anymore, but it feels like even like just 20 years ago and earlier, defense was just considered a bit more important in the game.
Yeah, definitely
taken a bit more seriously overall by the team, by the management, by fans in general. Yeah, so I mean he's absolutely one if not the greatest defender of all time, and that was
I just don't see somebody that nobody that
making a good argument for someone else.
Yeah. The only argument I can put, if you had the top two, the safest argument that would be difficult to determine will be first or second in terms of that would be either Maldini, Beckenbauer, because Beckenbauer was so good too. Beckenbauer and Baresi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, that was a Paolo Maldini reaction video. Absolutely outstanding. So that was our first little batch of reaction videos. We'll be back with some more. We have a poll on the community page of the channel, just kind of breaking down what you would like to see. Would you like to see or what do you enjoy most that we do? Is it like the news clips and shorts? Is it the full episodes, reaction videos? It's up there to vote for as well. Just let us know what you think about that. And we'll continue with these. And also, if there's a reaction video in particular that you want us to see, let us know what that would be as well.
Yeah. And go listen to the podcast. Comes out every Tuesday morning?
Tuesday mornings. Actually, the Spotify podcast ends up releasing that night after we've recorded. So that's actually
every Monday night.
If you want first access to full episodes, the Spotify podcast is the way to go. And then we follow up with clips and shorts and segments throughout the week, and then a full episode from that Monday's episode shooting.
Yeah, we got TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Go subscribe. All the links will be in the description below or in our videos. But yeah,
goodbye.